How to Play DreadBall Part 4. This time I'm going to go over the different kinds of player movements. The most basic movement is up to 5 hexes. That's called a run, and that costs a single action. Now, some specialist players can perform another task within the same action as running up to 5 hexes. For example, a striker can run 5 hexes and throw the ball. A guard can run 5 hexes and slam into somebody. The next kind of movement is called sprint. This allows you to move up to 10 hexes, but you can really only go in a straight line, because every time you turn, that costs you 1 point of movement. So to give you an example, 1, 2, and then I'm going to turn 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now obviously you wouldn't move about in such a ridiculous fashion as that, but you can see how having to pay a point of movement to turn can limit you. So if you're going to sprint, it's best to do it in as much of a straight line as possible. Also, there can be another downside to sprinting. If you're going to sprint and then perform an action such as pick up the ball, you may get negative modifiers for that. The final basic kind of movement is called a dash. This is for when you run out of movement. Let's say I have this striker here and I want to go for the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I can't reach the ball and I didn't want to sprint because I didn't want to suffer the -1 dice to pick the ball up. Now, a dash is a 3 dice speed-based test. The striker has a speed of 4+. To dash 1 extra hex, I need 1 success. Well, look at that. So that was successful. So I move another hex. Now, to get to that ball, I'm going to want to dash again. Because this is the second dash, I'm going to need to get 2 successes on these dice this time. And I failed. So the player falls over. How unfortunate. It's important to note that the player falls over in the hex he was moving to. For example, if my dash was going to take me into where the ball is, then he would fall over there, and that would result in the ball scattering away, which we've already covered. Now we'll just assume the ball scattered to there. Now, since we have a player down, this is a good time to cover the standing up action. This does cost you an action to do. It's a 3 dice speed test, and because in this instance we have a striker, he gets an extra dice, because strikers are very good at that kind of thing. He needs 1 success and his speed is 4+. So it's not that difficult really. You can lose dice if there are enemy players stood nearby, so that's when it becomes difficult. And I have 3 successes. I don't even need to bother with the exploding 6 because I've already doubled what I need, so I can't get any better than that. So he's going to stand up. If I'd only got 1 success, that would just be the end of the action, and that would have cost me an action point to stand up. Because I've got double what I need, still going to cost me an action point, but I get a free action on top of the standing up. So you can see why strikers are quite good in this game, because they get a lot of dice, so they've got a lot of chance for doubling what they need. You can really pile up free actions with these guys. That covers the basic movements. Next time we'll look at the player's stat lines and look at which stat is applied to which test.